Hey, sorry, things got crazy and I was gonna call, but I figured I would just send a voice memo and you can call me back later if you want. Happy episode 10, listeners, friends of Call Me Back. Something a little special on this pod for this episode. Please try to, if you can, and you have an iPhone and your friend has an iPhone, try to talk about Dave & Buster's and send a voice memo to your friend and ask them if they got it. Kevin discovered something pretty cool because he actually listens to podcasts and I don't really. So this is a shout out to the podcast search engine. Go listen to their episode called the Dave & Buster's Anomaly, I believe it's called, to get the full tea on what's up with that. I was like, oh my God, did Dave and Buster and Steve Jobs, rest in peace to all of them, have some sort of secret beef? Like, what is going on? So before the episode starts, this is a special little thing of episode 10 of Kevin and I figuring this out.
Okay, so I'm listening to a podcast I love called Search Engine. You don't have to listen to it. I don't want to give you more homework. I've already given you so much homework, but I do love it. I think it's I think it's one of the best podcasts out there. It's called Search Engine, and they are doing an episode about voice memos. So I was like, oh my God, let me listen. And apparently, and I have to find out why because I'm still listening to the episode. Apparently, there is a phrase that if you say it in a voice memo, it will not transmit the voice memo. So, because I want you to get this voice memo.
Okay, now let me phrase it.
Okay, I'm not going to say what it is, but it is the Chuck E. Cheese place for adults that is on the third floor of the Providence Place Mall. Apparently, if you say that name of that place, the voice memo does not go through.
Okay, wow, this is very interesting. Luckily, you caught me coloring, so it's the perfect time for me to listen to a podcast because I'm going to color, and then I'm going to go walk my dog, and then I'm going to shower and try to get some writing done. I guess I should also say it's Saturday, May 10th, 8:30 in New Orleans. Okay, and for the sake of testing it out, voice memos. We're talking about adult Chuck E. Cheese on the third floor of the Providence Place Mall, which is called Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's, Dave & Buster's, Dave & Buster's.
Okay, story time. So, because I think you'll appreciate the dynamics of all this. And also the fact that this isn't really a situation you or I would get stuck in because I feel like we just are fairly blunt with people. There is these two gay guys where I live. We'll call them like Jack and Joe. So I'm friends with Jack. I know Joe, but we're not super close friends. And they hang out a lot. They live near each other. And I think they're sort of both very similar in their personalities. And Joe has been posting a lot of photos of him and Jack together at different events and hanging out with people. And he's not saying that they're dating. But, like, I think, it's 2025, and we all know how to communicate to the public that we're dating someone without saying it, right? Like, so he's posting, just the fact that you're posting photos of another human being at this point would indicate that you're trying to get people to think you guys are dating. So, like, he posts photos of the guy, and then he'll post, like, oh, like, love this guy, whatever. I might be exaggerating. Not really love this guy, but like, oh, this guy, hard emote, like stuff, like trying to sort of indicate we're dating. So because I am blunt, I just came right out and asked Jack, I was like, are you and Joe dating? And he was like, no, we're not. And I said, okay, well, do you see that he is clearly trying to get people to think that you are? And he's like, yeah, I was wondering if that's how it was coming across. He's like, obviously our friends all know that we're not dating. And so, like, I wasn't necessarily like worried about it, but yeah, I guess like if you're noticing, if that's what you were thinking, then yeah. He's like, but I don't know what to do. He's like, because he's like, I think at this point his priority might just be having people think that we're dating when we're not, to try to like stop anyone from like hitting on me. Like, so me having a conversation with him where I ask him like not to post that stuff like that anymore it's gonna come across like I'm being a jerk because he could just say, well, I mean, what am I doing? I'm just posting photos of my friend. Like, you have to sort of admit that there's this like ridiculous layer of social media now in order to sort of prove your point about this. So he's like, yeah, I don't really know what to do because like I just don't want to have that conversation with him and sound like a jerk. But at the same time, like I definitely get how this is coming across, and like maybe I just need to like try not to take photos with him anymore or something. So today, it's Joe's birthday. And I noticed that Jack posted a photo with him. And in the photo, he's like, oh my God, this guy's so great. He's like my brother. And he posted like three in a row that were like, oh, love my brother. Oh man, just like we're like family. And I texted him and said, well, that was intentional, wasn't it? That language. And he's like, oh, absolutely. He's like, because now what is he going to say to that? Like, is he going to get mad that I'm calling him like my brother? Like, if you agree that we're friends, then like, that's the nicest thing you could say about a friend. But also, definitely going to let everyone know that there's nothing else going on.
This is like the second gay story I've heard in 2 weeks about like friendships, and one of the dudes trying to make the other dude seem off limits. What is going on in the community, y'all? Yeah, I would never be stuck in a situation like that. And honestly, if I'm dating a man, if I'm choosing to date a man, I love a man with no social media for the exact reason as this issue. I don't know what is going on. I'm sitting on this bus and we just like stopped and we haven't moved, and now I'm like all paranoid I'm not going to get on my connecting bus. Ay, 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 ay. Jack and Joe, I love that. Makes me think of Jack and Joe. But yeah, I would never, ever, ever, ever. I'm really proud of myself because I added one more scene to my feature today. But how the hell do you write so much? Like, I literally have this one feature I've been writing that's a third of the way done. Then I have the short that Monkey Paw passed on that I've been trying to develop into a feature that is probably a third of the way done. And then I have my pilot that I've been writing for literal years about my sugar baby life in New York, like tied into the crazy story about my dad that I somehow can't even seem to touch anymore. It's too daunting. And then I have my friggin' anthology series on sex work that I've written the treatment for and have like the episodes planned out, but probably want to have like a writing partner on that one. And then I have this other idea, like my one-woman shows. I'm getting really inspired by Severance. My friend who's a DEI like person, I told her I wanted to write a one-woman show about just like me in a cubicle, and it's about all the times I've been fired or like told I had a nasty attitude. And I would do it, you know, in my Anna Devere Smith way, where I would interview a bunch of other black women that have been told they have an attitude problem in the workplace, and then like the play would end with me like setting the cubicle on fire or like hanging myself with the cord from the phone, you know, something really dark. Yeah, so those are all the things going on in my mind, and I literally just wrote one scene today, haven't written in like a week. How do you write so much? I need help.
Hello, hello. It is March 24th, Monday. Very rainy, I think, where you are and where I am. It is 12:13 p.m., and I have a little Monday morning question for you. So, it is your birthday. You get to have a drag show for your birthday. You can book any 5 drag queens you want. Now, of those 5 drag queens, 4 of them are going to hang out with you after the show, but one of them cannot. So there's going to be one queen who you can watch perform, but you can't hang out with them after. So give that some thought, because it could be maybe somebody that like maybe personality wise you're not super into, but who like as a performer you're like, yes, give it to me. And you get a bonus 6th queen who can hang out with you the whole time, but who doesn't feel like performing, isn't going to be in drag, is just going to be like hanging out, chilling with you. So, to recap, it's your birthday, drag show, 5 queens. One has to take off right after the gig, not going to be able to hang out with you or anything like that. And then there's going to be a 6th queen there who can hang out with you out of drag, chill the whole night, but is not going to be able to perform. Who are you choosing?
I wonder if you can hear the voice memo as the phone is literally in rice due to the rain. that is in New Orleans, just like there's rain in Rhode Island. And it is still Monday, March 24th. It's 12:32 here in New Orleans. My birthday is so close. My birthday, 5 queens to come. One to hang out and not perform. Already because I know she doesn't like to perform and I love her, Katya. Katya is going to come and hang out with me the whole time and watch all the performances, and she doesn't have to lift a finger. My performers are Alyssa Edwards, Aquaria, Miss Vanjie, Bob the Drag Queen, and do I want Monet too or just Bob? You know what? I want Monet as well. So let's get Bob and Monet, Vanjie, Aquaria, and Alyssa Edwards. And we'll say this. If Alyssa or Bob are too busy ruling the world and can't hang out with me after my birthday, I totally understand because they're so busy. So I'll let either one of them bow out due to their own commitments. But yeah, wow, that was easy for me. Your turn.
Hello, it is Wednesday, March 26th, and it is 4:44 Eastern Standard Time. And I kept on meaning to get back to you because a few days ago you asked like how I managed to like get writing done and that kind of thing. And it occurred to me that like I have a really specific routine that I don't really talk about very much with people. I think I might have posted about it once, but especially when it comes to like plays, or I guess you could use this for screenplays. During the pandemic, I had a list of all these like ideas for plays, and it was very overwhelming looking at it because I was like, I'm excited about all of these, but the problem is, by the time I get to some of them, the excitement is going to just run out. I'm a big believer in muses and inspiration, and like if you don't get to stuff right away, like the inspiration kind of gets away from you. And so I was like, well, this stinks because I really would love to see all of these ideas come to fruition. The other thing that was happening because it was the pandemic was I was like, my mind is just not in a great spot to be like working on, 20 pages at a time of like a long form thing. So for the first time, one of the things I tried was I took like 8 of the ideas that I was super excited about. And I was like, what if I just did 1 page a day of each of these? And also like didn't try to outline, didn't try to like think a lot about like where each idea was going, because I have that problem sometimes where I like want everything fully fleshed out before I even start to work on it. I'm like, what if I just basically do a free write 1 page a day of a bunch of different ideas? And at first it sounded really crazy, but I was like, well, I'm going to try it. So I tried it and did that for, 3 months. At the end of 3 months, I have like, 90 pages of 8 different projects. And I was like, okay, well, let me pick one of them and start a revision process. So like a kind of a first draft, even more than a second draft, because I had just been sort of writing and writing and writing and tried to like sort of bring it to an end by the time I was done. And I was fully expecting, I was like, this is going to be a mess. This is going to be an unusable mess. There is just no way that there is anything workable in what I have done here. And when I started revising, I was like, there were definitely things where it was like, okay, so like, because I'm writing this over the course of 3 months, 1 page a day, it's like, oh, clearly like midway through, I forgot that this character is supposed to like be friends with this person, or like there were things like that. But I was shocked at like, it didn't need that much work, or it didn't need as much work as I thought it was going to. And so I've kept that process. And when I tell people about it, they look at me like I'm crazy. But usually I have 3 full lengths that I'm working on. And so what I do is I do 1 page a day of each full length. But I've gotten into a place where, like at the beginning of the month, I'm starting a new full length. And I'm usually wrapping up another one at the end of the month. So usually at the beginning of each month, I've got one script that's at the very beginning. I've got another script that's in like the midway period, and I've got another script that's, in the final period. And so it sort of helps because I am sort of always working on a beginning and a middle and an end. You know, like I talk about writing like it's a muscle. Like to me, this is all just muscular. It's like you have to work on your beginning, like writing beginnings. You have to work on writing middles and endings. Um, but like just committing to a page a day, or in this case, 3 pages, but 3 different projects. I mean, I'm someone who's always read multiple books at the same time because like I don't have the attention span usually to sit and like give all of my attention to something for more than an hour. I just don't have that in me. When people talk about, and I think this is why I could never write a book, but when people talk about like, oh, I sat down for 6 hours and worked on my script, I'm like, I don't know how you did that. I could not do it. I just couldn't. Eventually I would just be like, I can't be in this space anymore. So I've always had to sort of break stuff up like that. Which is probably why I like movies and TV shows, because they usually really only ask about an hour and a half from you, and then they let you go. But yeah, I do that, and I highly recommend it. I've actually talked to other playwrights about it, and I've convinced a couple of them to try it, and they really seem to like it, and like it feels good that you have this really low threshold of like what you need to accomplish, like just 3 pages. I guess if you only wanted to do one project, you could do 1 page. But I think for many of us as artists, what frustrates us is that we have so much we would like to do. And even when we have the time to do it, it's like, well, I should be focusing on only one thing. And then there's all these other things that I'm also interested in that I'm not even touching. And I think it makes you feel good to be like, oh, I'm actively working on multiple things. And even though a page feels like, well, it's never going to get done, it's like, no, in 3 months, you'll have a 90-page script.
I love that. Like a page a day. Sorry, still March 26th, 5:33 p.m. Central. I just got off a Zoom with a mom and a dad interviewing to tutor their 8th grade son in Spanish and English, which I love and I was so great at school that I'm like, of course I can help your child no longer have Fs. Fs are unacceptable, especially in Felicia's house. We don't play that. Um, but I have another interview in an hour for a nannying job for a mother that I know is just going to be like entirely too much. But let's see. Um, yeah, I love that a page a day. I was trying to do 15 minutes a day. I could never find the motivation. But I think because like you, it's like I have 2 movies I'm writing, two one-woman shows I want to get off the ground that are both conceptualized, but haven't started writing them. And then I have my anthology TV show that I have my treatment for and my like season outline, but I haven't written the pilot yet because I kind of wanted to sell it without writing the pilot or get a company to pair me with a more seasoned writer. And then I have Baby Cakes, which might turn into Daddy Issues. That's my pilot about like sex work and living in New York, but also having a father that like got deported. So kind of like, I don't know, it's like Sopranos meets Euphoria meets Honora, I guess now, since, we talk about sex workers. But yeah, just another hot as fuck day in New Orleans. But my mommy bought me a desk, so now I have 3 pieces of furniture. I'm gonna send you a picture. I love that. Like a page a day. Sorry, still March 26th, 5:33 p.m. Central. I just got off a Zoom with a mom and a dad interviewing to tutor their 8th grade son in Spanish and English, which I love and I was so great at school that I'm like, of course I can help your child no longer have Fs. Fs are unacceptable, especially in Felicia's house. We don't play that. But I have another interview in an hour for a nannying job for a mother that I know is just going to be like entirely too much. But let's see. Yeah, I love that a page a day. I was trying to do 15 minutes a day. I could never find the motivation. But I think because like you, it's like I have 2 movies I'm writing, two one-woman shows I want to get off the ground that are both conceptualized, but haven't started writing them. And then I have my anthology TV show that I have my treatment for and my like season outline, but I haven't written the pilot yet because I kind of wanted to sell it without writing the pilot, or get a company to pair me with a more seasoned writer. And then I have Baby Cakes, which might turn into Daddy Issues. That's my pilot about like sex work and living in New York, but also having a father that like got deported. So kind of like, I don't know, it's like Sopranos meets Euphoria meets Honora, I guess now, since, you know, we talk about sex workers. But yeah, just another hot as fuck day in New Orleans. But my mommy bought me a desk, so now I have 3 pieces of furniture. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Hey, sorry I missed you. It's me. It's Friday at 6 p.m. Just call me back. All right, bye.